In this lesson, we are going to cover downloading and uploading with a Simatic S7-300 controller. In my project, I've got an S7-300 station. I'm going to open up the hardware configuration. In the hardware configuration editor, you have the ability to download your hardware configuration and also upload your hardware configuration. I'm going to select Download to Module, and I will select my target module. My PLC is in a factory default state, so it does not contain an IP address. So I am going to select the View button underneath Accessible Nodes. And this is the MAC address of my PLC, so I'm going to select the MAC address and select OK. Because my CPU does not have an IP address, I have to answer yes to assign the IP address. So it's going to take the IP address from the project and download that into the controller. I'm going to answer yes to put my CPU in run mode. And now I have successfully downloaded the hardware configuration into my CPU. I'm going to close the hardware configuration editor. In step 7, where you select in the project will determine what is actually going to be downloaded into the controller. If I select the Simatic S7-300 and select the download button, it's going to try to download the hardware configuration as well as the complete PLC program. So I'm going to select yes, and this is going to prompt me to let me know that the modules are going to be stopped for downloading because we are loading the system data, which is the hardware configuration. So I'll select OK. I will select yes to put the PLC in run mode. If I select my program blocks folder and do a download, it would also try to download the hardware configuration because the system data folder contains the hardware configuration. I also have the ability to select individual blocks that I would like to download. So I can use my control key and select multiple blocks. And then if I select download, it would just download the 2 blocks that I have selected. I will just open up my FC2 block, which is a function. When you are in the program editor, there is a download button. So if I wanted to download this particular block into the controller, I could just select download. The block already exists, so do I want to overwrite it? So I'll say yes. And now I'm downloading that block into the controller. So I did not stop my PLC to just do a program change. I'm going to close the ladder editor, and I'm going to select the online view. So I've got my offline program on the top, and my online view is down below. Say, for example, the block FC1 in the controller is different than the FC1 program block that I have in my offline program. I can just highlight the block and drag it into my offline program. And do I want to replace it? I'll say yes. And so that would copy the block FC1 from the online view and then paste it into my offline view. Please note that when you do download into the controller, the network comments and titles and symbolic information is not stored directly in the controller. So I'm going to close my online view. And I'm going to close my project. Now say, for example, you walk up to a machine and you do not have the offline program. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select File New and create a new project. I'm going to call it Upload. So this project does not have a PLC station in it at this point. I will select the PLC menu and select Upload Station to PG. You can manually fill in the parameters for the device that you want to upload from, or you can use the accessible nodes. So I'll select the View button for accessible nodes, and I will select the PLC and select OK. This is going to perform an upload of the PLC, hardware configuration and software, but it will not contain any symbolic information or program documentation. I will expand out my uploaded project. And so now you can see the station is there, as well as the PLC code blocks and hardware configuration. In this lesson, we covered downloading and uploading with a SIMATIC controller.